Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sports Dynasty NFL. I'm Trevor, and this is Juan. And what a week of
We
the
have
NFL.
too much to talk about.
Yes, way too much in the NFL. And if you were betting on the NFL today, it didn't even take long. We're already in week 2, and we already are in week. It's wow. What a fucking day.
Yes. So if anybody doesn't know what that means, that might be a term that we can deem.
Yeah.
And like for us, fluff week, I'll say. So I don't have to bleep out everything. Fluff week is a week when anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Anything.
Murphy's Law.
Yeah, yes. Anything that it seems normal, we've changed dimensions. Okay? How are we going to start with this example? Let's start with the Browns game. Let's just go straight to that. Because that's the motherland of the Fluff Week motto. That will define Fluff Week.
Last week, we talked about terrible clock management. But this, it happens to be even worse than last week, what happened in Denver and Monday Night Football.
Yes.
It happens to be worse.
100%. The Jets, by the way, if you guys are living under a rock, I don't understand how the hell you don't know this. Even people, anybody, especially living in the New York area, should know how this, because this was insanity. The Jets erased a 30-17 lead. Yes, 30-17 lead with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They were down 13 points. It should have been 31, but they missed extra point. So I guess you could say that's what started it. They erased a 30-17 deficit, 2 minutes left, and win the game outright in regulation. 30, right?
What was it? They win 30.
Yeah, regulation. 31 to. Don't make sure they didn't go overtime. 31-30 in 2 minutes. Perfect Browns fashion.
Again, the Browns have owned the Jets in the last 5 years. They've won 5 of the last 6 games against the Jets in the last 5-6 years. But wow. Let's talk about the poor clock management by Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb.
I want to see if I can't wait to listen to any of like the podcasts tomorrow to see if anybody mentions this.
They won't,
because this is exactly why people are gonna blame Bruce Brussett's interception that happened later on in the game. They're gonna show the blown coverage. So I think was it the rookie who scored the touchdown?
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson scored a touchdown with Denzel Ward just falling asleep to cut the thing down to 1 score. The onside kick mess up. I think what it was it.
The onside kick mess up was where he hit himself and recovered it anyway.
I'm trying to figure out if that was Amari Cooper messed up that thing. I don't remember exactly who messed up the onside kick thing.
Yeah, but they messed up the onside kick.
Yeah, but that messed up that onside kick recovery to set up the victory. Like you're gonna say all that, but a domino effect has to start somewhere. So what started the domino effect is what we have to explain. As Trevor just said, time management by the running backs, Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb.
Yes.
The score, score was actually 24-17 with about 3 minutes or so at midfield. 24-17, up 7. Then all this started.
Yes, Nick Chubb ran out of bounds, stopped the clock with like 2.5 minutes left
Kareem
in the game.
Hunt.
Yeah, I'm Kareem Hunt. Yes, Kareem Hunt. And then the next
twice.
Yes, the very next play after that, Nick Chubb scored in a touchdown with about 2 minutes left in the game. It made it 30-17.
17. Yep. Now you're saying, oh, but they scored, it's game over, right?
No.
Let me explain to you why. This is the reason why you need smart and not in the NFL, just football common sense here. Because the reason why we're saying this is because when Nick Chubb had the last carry to score, it was 2 minutes and 2 seconds left in the game. So there was a 2-minute warning. The Jets had no timeout, and I believe it was 1st and goal.
Yes.
All you had to do was kneel out the clock. That's all you have to do. You could run, slide, and you're good. But the reason why we're blaming Kareem Hunt too is because there are 2 specific plays within that minute span.
He ran out of bounds.
Where he ran out of bounds instead of sliding forward and letting the clock drip. If you would just let the clock drip instead of running out of bounds and stopping the clock, giving the Jets life, they would have been just oozed out the clock, and the game would have been over 24-17 Browns. But since he ran out of bounds twice, because I guess they were going for money and incentives, it gave them the L that they deserved.
Again, people will blame Jacoby Brissett. Yeah, the interception at the end of the game to seal it. But this was poor clock management by the running backs and poor play calling by Kevin Stefanski. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. We spoke about this last week as far as bad. Like I said, why is that regular Joes like you and I who are not qualified to be NFL coaches know when to be like, hey, this is probably not smart. It cost you the game. It cost you a game. And it's not like the NFL, the NBA, or MLB. In the NFL, every single game matters. This will come at the haunt them eventually.
There's not 82 games or 162 games to hide behind. There's only 17.
Yeah, for real.
You need every game.
Joe Flacco had over 400 yards. Was the hero in the game. And a game where they was like, oh, they're about to go 0-2 and they steal one in Cleveland. Steal one. It's crazy. But again, I love the fight that Jets had. Again, we said this on the AFC East shakedown that Jet fans will accept the fact that their team is competitive. They were competitive in Baltimore last game. They were competitive.
Yeah.
Even though they lost, they were competitive. The score didn't tell the whole story. This game, they fought to the bitter end. When Kareem Hunt scored a touchdown, they probably said, oh, damn, we lost again. No! They fought. They fought because they seen the idiocy from the other side. The idiocy on the other side. And again, no lead is safe in the NFL. Again,
that might be the theme of week 2.
Yeah, we'll get some more on that in a second there. But at the end of the day, again, kudos to the Jets for fighting hard, getting the win. This is probably the most we gave the Jets any credit or any cover.
Since the show's existence, probably.
Yes, literally, incredible. Again, with a brutal schedule, they still find a way to win the game.
1-1.
They were in both games until they were in. They have Cincinnati next week, and how they play this week, who knows?
We'll get to them.
Let's get to them in a second.
But
to the Jets.
Kareem Hunt ran out of bounds twice when you were up 7. All you had to do was drip clock. He ran out of bounds twice.
When we seen that live, because we had like all the games literally on TV, literally.
Yeah, it was confusion.
Confusion.
Not as much confusion as DirecTV, but confusion.
Don't go there.
Anybody who has DirecTV, that has maybe DirecTV too, but anybody has something ticket, understand what I'm talking about.
Yes, but it was like when they went out and hit a bounce, like, what are you doing? Like, maybe I maybe he did it by accident, but he did it twice. I said, no. This is not going to end well, and it bit them in the ass, and just got the win
twice. And then Nick Chubb himself went for the touchdown instead of just sliding down. That's all they had to do. They had 3 chances to slide, get the first, and drip out the clock. And
this is why, again, it makes sense why Joe Flacco, a veteran on the team, understands clock management. He understands.
That's true.
He understands.
That's a great point.
He understands. They say, yo, wait. They gave me all this time on the clock. The Browns secondary, though it's very, very suspect at best.
No, it's suspect at best because as much as we killing the running backs, that defense was horrible.
It was bad the whole game.
They gave up the easiest completions Joe Flacco has ever had in his career.
And again,
everybody was open short, and they just let it go.
And again,
14-14 at halftime, right? Yeah, come on.
When you have a veteran quarterback like Joe Flacco, even though, again, we bash him saying he's trash.
That hasn't changed.
He's still a veteran quarterback who understands defense. It's been in the league a long time to say, hey, wait a minute, I'm going to take what the defense gives me and want to exploit them. He's a veteran quarterback. Now, if Zach Wilson was there, whatever would happen, we don't know. But it's a veteran quarterback who's seen it all, who's seen a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
You can't give a veteran quarterback that much space and that much time to throw the ball. There was no pressure in the last 2 minutes in the game. No pressure whatsoever.
Especially in their case, because they're supposed to lose. You're supposed to be bad. You're not expected to do anything. So yeah, even if you get this close of a comeback, there's no pressure because who cares? You're supposed to lose anyway.
Exactly.
You're expecting me to lose. You're betting on me literally to lose. So that's how it is.
Yeah, crazy.
And utterly ridiculous, especially in his case when he knows he's gonna lose the starting job when this kid comes back. You know what I mean? So like
again, he's showing that hey, he still understands to be a quarterback in this league. Backup, but he still as a manager
shows that he has a place here.
Yeah, he does, of course, and he does.
Insanity. But you think that's all the insanity? No, that's not all.
Not even close.
Not even a little bit. Oh, that 4:00 hour, my lord.
You know the crazy thing is, even though DirecTV was complete dog shit in the first
State of games, yeah,
they did not disappoint in the second slate.
At least that's true. At least they came back for us to finish the first slate too.
Yes.
Let's stay at the 1:00 hour and do the Baltimore, man.
Jesus.
Their case. In the fourth quarter, the Baltimore Ravens were up 35-14. I believe it was 9 minutes left when the Dolphins started to cut into that lead, if I'm not mistaken. Tua already had 2 interceptions at that point in time. Was playing absolutely horrible up to that point. And then there is this guy that they acquired in the offseason named Tyreek Hill,
who said, I got this.
Let me put everybody in my back. If you thought we were going to give Tua props, you're sadly mistaken.
No.
Sadly mistaken.
He's but Trevor, but one, he had 6 touchdown passes. No, we're not giving. No. Tyreek Hill is the MVP of this game. He put the team on his back. 9.5 minutes of end of regulation when they were dead in the water. He says, no, I got this. I got this.
Baltimore left them wide open twice for touchdowns. He was the one that getting all the chip yards, and we're not going to leave out Jalen Waddle, who had also 170 yards on his own right and 2 big touchdowns. Like, we're not gonna leave him out because he did amazing himself. But we're saying Tyreek Hill was the complete foundation of this comeback, and he is, like you said, the MVP, the guy. And you may have deficiencies at quarterback because I'm pretty sure we're not gonna be the only ones that be like, Tua was know that. He had 2 great all-time receiving performances to carry him to the 6 touchdowns. I don't care what nobody tells me. That's how it was. But Tyreek Hill, when you get this much talent in the team, it really heightens the margin of error that a team has. You know what I mean? If the worse the talent is, like the Patriots, the harder it is to be able to get out of certain situations and to get wins. Squeak out wins when you're not supposed to, versus if you have talent like the Dolphins, who spent and traded everything they could possibly muster to get this much talent in the team. That talent can get you far, not very far, not all the way, but it gets you far enough for a fighting chance. And that's all that Tyreek and Jalen Waddle needed. Those 2 receivers played out of their damn minds, and it was great. But the Ravens, though, this is the second time in 2 weeks that they somehow at some point started to look pedestrian. That defense actually got absolutely fluff and shredded this game. It's very embarrassing.
I think it's more because the fact that the Mariners, again, the talent gap last week against the Jets, it was really obvious. Again, we got Tyreek Hill on the Dolphins, and you have Jalen Waddle on the Dolphins. Say, hey, they have more established receivers already. Say, hey, they can straight defenses. So again, you were able to get away with, again, even though the score last week doesn't tell the whole story, 20-9, but the Jets play hard, and if the circumstances were a little bit different, when they were a little bit more healthy, they probably could pull the game off.
Very possible, yeah.
Pull the game off. So again, in Miami's case, not taking away from anything that happened, they pulled up.
No, because they had to score in order to do everything. So and get the stuff they needed. So
they did everything they had to do to win. And even though Lamar, especially in the fourth quarter, tried to put them up by 3, still wasn't. The defense looked very relaxed, soft to be honest with you. And
a John Harbaugh team too, like that, to look like that.
A disciplined John Harbaugh, because we love John Harbaugh on this show. We love him. We love John Harbaugh here. Most of the time, disciplined team does everything the right way, but they completely shit the bed. It was terrible.
It was absolutely embarrassing to see.
It was. Dolphins 2-0.
Yeah, really uncharacteristic for the Ravens to be this way, and they have to go to Foxborough. And you would think that's easy, but I think the New England defense actually has something to say about it. And if the Ravens offense is looking like this, there's a chance they may lose in Foxborough next week.
We'll get to that Patriots defense later on today because they were sensational today.
Yeah, they were. Let's talk about it right now because the last few games are the 4:00 games.
Yes,
and then we got 2 more topics to talk about after that. But let's talk about the Patriots. Let's do it. Let's do a quick run through of some of the games.
Okay, so far as from our side as being fans, we were very impressed with how the defense played. The defense was incredible. Bend don't break, but when they needed to make plays, they did. Especially in the second half, when they were down 17, when they were down I believe it was 10-3. 10-3. And they came all the way down the field and they scored a field goal, bringing 10-6. Even though they went down the field, they did make plays where it could have been touchdown easily. They could have took the lead in the third quarter, but they didn't. Very, very well balanced. Not many, even though they did have more penalty yards than the Steelers, though they did make a lot of mistakes penalty wise, far as that, but they did make up for it for saying, "Listen, we're gonna give you everything we can give you. You can take advantage of it," but they did make regular plays. At the end of the day, the defense, kudos. 2 weeks in a row, they played very well. 2 weeks in a row. Now, we have to address the NFL in the room. Now, again,
to interrupt real quick.
Yes.
This game is 10-7.
Green Bay and Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
10-7. They were just losing. Green Bay just scored right now with Aaron Jones. How much more fluffy are we going to see? This Chicago team apparently is better than what everybody, and probably including Chicago fans, expected. It's insanity.
They're probably saying, "Screw." They're probably telling you and Alex, "Screw you guys."
Yeah, screw. No one pick my ass.
No,
I'll go screw myself then.
So anyway, overall
defense, yes,
100%. But we have
Pittsburgh. You suck. Yes,
even though their defense played well as well.
Yeah. So one Trubisky getting benched because he's getting benched.
Yeah, he's getting benched. Yeah, Kenny Pickett has coming.
He's gonna go play. I don't know when, but it might be soon.
He's gonna play. It's gonna be really soon.
That dude sucks.
Because
backup quarterback at best.
Who's gonna put in? You're gonna put in Mason Rudolph? Come on, really serious. Eventually, they're gonna put the young kid in Pickett, and he's gonna play. He's gonna play.
We told you so.
A lot sooner than we thought. We thought that all right, fine. They'll probably wait a little bit, and then when they're out of contention, they'll put him in. It might be a lot sooner than you think because again, they still play well. It's the quarterback position is where it's the problem. It's bad.
We're gonna talk about the AFC North soon because that division is in shambles.
Yes.
But yeah.
But we have to address the elephant in the room. Offensively, Mac Jones was the drizzling shits today. The first drive the Patriots had, it was good. Not forcing bad throws. Went down the field. We got 3 points. 3-0 in the first quarter when we finally scored. But golly, he was bad. He was bad. Just the accuracy wasn't there a lot of the times. A lot of missed throws. The pass that he threw to Devontae Adams. I'm sorry.
The Patriots wish they had Devontae Adams.
Devontae Parker. I'm like,
oh, that interception, yeah.
That was so bad. Why would you? First of all, it wasn't even close. Why? First of all, he was covered like crazy,
as he always is.
He was covered like crazy, bad. And it's like, why are you throwing the ball to Devontae like he was gonna moss this guy? Now, don't get me wrong. Shout out to Nelson Aguilar for complete bitching the still defender to make it 17-6.
Devontae Parker, no catches.
17-6.
I'm just letting you know that.
Yes.
Aguilar actually was amazing.
He was great.
110 yards, a touchdown, 6 receptions.
He was great.
And Jacoby Myers getting the chain moving, great.
Even though he did have a lot of drops in that game as well.
Yeah, a few
watching this game as well. But at the end of the day, they ran the ball very efficiently.
Yes, the ball running was actually
very efficiently. Hopefully, Harris is okay for next week because he got banged up in that game. Stevenson, again. We love Stevenson on this show. We love him. We already know that he's going to be really, really good. But Matt Jones has actually
He's looking like he's
really
regressing, in my opinion,
regressing
when
the
I'm
last
watching.
2 games. Yes. Now again, Patriot fans, you may be like, oh, but we won the game. No, they won the game in spite of that. The defense held their and like they always do. The last 3 years, they held their end
End of the
of
bargain,
bargain.
100%. I agree.
I agree. So again, they play against Baltimore next week. Now Baltimore looks very beatable. Very beatable. But again, you can't play that way against a John Harbaugh coach team. They will embarrass you in Foxborough. They will.
Patriots home opening game 2 in week 3.
Yes.
Crazy.
They will embarrass you in the home opener. Okay? So
That's simple.
It's very simple. But overall, kudos to the defense. Now the Steelers, again, their defense played very well. Even while TJ Watt, they were very, very dialed up. But there's only so much you can do because Mike Tomlin and Brian Flores. But there's so much you can do when your quarterback is garbage.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Let's go with the Tampa Bay Saints game. What a brawl, literally.
Okay. This is why we said this show, as far as this week, is called week. Because they completely had us fooled. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the first 3 quarters of this game, as far as offensively, was completely in shambles. Tom Brady was like, I'm not gonna lie to you. We love Tom Brady. Tom Brady looked like he didn't even belong on that field. He was so bad. They did what they could, but again, the Tampa Bay defense woke up in that 4th quarter. Who was the corner that scored twice? Had 2 picks in that game. I can't remember his name.
I'll tell you right now.
I think his name was Davis.
Edwards.
Oh, Edwards. Mark Edwards, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Mark Edwards completely took over the 4th quarter. And we like James Winston. I know, shout out to Alex. He loved James Winston and everything like that. But wow, that was really bad. Really bad. A game that the Saints could have stole, even though it was very low scoring, could have stole. Tom Brady found a way. He found Rashad Perriman. They made it
dime too.
Dime, great. Imagine he was struggling the entire game, but it's Tom Brady, But this was a game that the Saints could have won, and they took away from them.
I think you're seeing. I don't know if people will agree with this, but I think you're seeing the absence of Sean Payton in these first 2 games offensively.
You can tell.
You've seen the first half in the Falcons game how anemic they were offensively, especially on the offensive line. The biggest problem they have right now, you'll say, is Jameis Winston. Right now, I think is the offensive line, especially the interior. It's very, very bad, very lackluster. You see a lot of pressure coming from them. And I think that's what drove Jameis to revert into Tampa Bay Jameis and throwing those disgusting interceptions. Dennis Allen is not Sean Payton, and he's not even, to me, considered a good coach, a capable coach. I don't like him at all. I don't think that Raiders stint he had a couple years ago was a fluke. I think he is that bad of a coach. He's a coordinator, and that's it. He has no control over what happens in this offense. You don't see anything good happening in this offense.
It's literally
right now.
Now, for the defense side of the ball, obviously there's promise there. They held their own.
They look pretty good, but they do look a little old, in my opinion.
Very, very old.
Yeah.
Offensively, it's like, come on, you can't do that. Again, you can't do that.
Yeah, but the Buccaneers. Also, what was it?
Buccaneers, I'm not gonna lie to you. Buccaneers, honestly, even though they're 2-0, they got these 2 wins. They have not impressed me at all. Tom Brady, again, he's looking like he's 45 years old.
Yeah, he could still throw the ball and all that, but it's
not pretty.
It's not.
It's not pretty. No, it's not.
It's not. But
nope.
They'll be okay, I guess. They got Green Bay next week. Green Bay has points, so at this point in time of 10, I think. So yeah, 10 with the ball right now, actually. So they actually starting to look like a competent football team now.
Right.
So they'll have to deal with that next week. We'll see what happens though. So that's a tough opponent, in other words, what I'm trying to say. So we'll see what Tampa Bay really looks like as a real tough opponent. The Saints defensively, they're fine, but offense. And then Dallas is just a train wreck. At least we thought they were a train wreck. But we'll get to who's actually the train wreck in a few minutes. Okay. But let's continue. Really fast. The Commanders and Lions. The Lions is looking real good right now, man. They started off really slow against Philadelphia last week, but they really picked it up in the second half, and they continued that momentum in their home. I think it's a home opener, right?
Yeah. No, it was both of them home.
Okay, they're both at home. Okay. Against Philadelphia Eagles, they really picked it up for this week. Amon St. Brown, whoa, and DeAndre Swift, whoa.
First of all, shout out to Detroit fan, Motown, Ford Field, 2 straight sold out crowd.
1-1, baby.
First of all, they can feel it. They know they know that they're on the cusp of something really great.
Yeah, because it hasn't smelled this good since 1990, whenever Barry Sanders was running around.
That's like almost 2000.
That's the last time they smelled this good.
But again, wow. Again, I love the fight of this Detroit team. This fight.
The Dan Campbell attitude, you're starting to really see it. It's starting to show up.
They're buying in.
Because that pass rush, my lord, on Carson Wentz,
ferocious,
insanity. Aiden Hutchinson's looking like he's going insane. Oh man, this is looking real fun to watch now. I want to see Detroit all the time. Like I'm excited
again
all year for this.
Again, I said personally that Hutchinson's gonna win every rookie of the year.
Yeah, we had him.
Yeah, he's at least 12 sacks. He's 12 sacks this year. I think I'm pretty on point with that so far. Wow, incredible. Let's go Washington. Go to Washington. Do we
have to?
As far as like, they're right there, just no cigar. But
they good defensive line, bad secondary. Quarterback is the biggest roller coaster since King Ka. Like at least Jahan Dotson's really good. Their rookie receiver, they hit on that.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to really say. They're the Washington whatchamacallit.
They're just Washington toilet team.
Yeah, they're toilet water. Yeah.
Next,
let me see. We're not gonna talk about the Giants, right? They're 2-0 though, so kudos.
Kudos to 2-0,
and they might actually become 4-0 in 2 weeks.
Like 2000 and I think 2009 when they were the last two. They were 2-0 last time. They're the weakest 2-0 team probably in the league. This team is not good.
Yeah, we'll keep it 100% real.
They're not good.
But we barely even watch. We had it on. We stopped paying attention to this game. Even when Sunday Ticket went down, we weren't watching this game. We put it onto the Jets game. Like I don't care, dude. Carolina sucks. I don't really give a
Carolina sucks, and it's like
both again 2-0. Brian Dable.
It sucks. The fact of the matter is that for Carolina is like you have no answer for quarterback whatsoever because it's like, all right, you traded for Baker Mayfield and still are in the same situation right now.
Yeah, maybe it's not all the quarterbacks. Maybe it's also the you.
Yeah. Maybe it's you, Matt Rule. But again, he won't be the only coach that
we're gonna get there. That's what I was saving up. I was saving for. But yeah, Giants 2-0. I actually do like Brian Dable. He's actually impressing me a lot.
No, he is
actually.
He's really getting on the players. I think it was when who was that? I think one of the receivers dropped a shot.
I know which one.
Touchdown. I forgot who it was, and he was this.
You sold him on the sideline going crazy.
Completely eviscerated him, saying, and holding people accountable. At the end of the day, holding accountable. But I think Brian Dable is the right coach for this team. I just feel that he wants him and the GM want their players that they were bringing their own. So they're probably just going with the flow right now. But again, they're 2-0. They have a chance to go 4-0. They have Dallas next week and Chicago after that. Let's go 4-0.
They have a chance.
Who knows? 4-0, 10 wins if everything goes well. Because think about it, the schedule gets easier at the end of the year.
Yeah,
they could bullshit 9 wins, 10 wins, and win the division.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, hold up, what's going on here? But
they can.
Okay,
now let's have fun. So we're gonna go with the entire AFC South, not named Tennessee because they didn't play yet. Not just Indianapolis, but Indianapolis. Because for the Texans thing, we're gonna go on the Broncos a little later. But the Texans is like, I can't stand the old school mentality of Lovie Smith and the fact that they don't play to win. I think that's their problem.
They play to not lose, but then again, when you're playing in a time like this, that's not sustainable. There's not early 2000s where that worked 2000s. You have to be somewhat aggressive. You have to be able to,
Yeah, they're not going for it when they should. And it happened twice in this game when they had shorts and shorts.
In a very winnable game.
100%. Both of the games that you had. you actually outplayed both teams.
Yes.
You should be 2-0 right now, but they're not coaching to win. They're coaching to stick around. And
It's not gonna work.
you not winning is not going to give you sticking around. That's the thing that you don't understand. It's like what Trevor said. Nowadays, there's no such thing as patience in the 2020s anymore. That's gone 20 years ago. Stop. But this game is insanity. Now let's go with the good. Jacksonville. They finally look like a football team again. I felt like it took like 3 years. They finally look like a football team. Ironically, against the team that they last looked like a football team against since week 18.
First of all, the coolest is Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence looked poised and poised, comfortable, and did whatever he wanted to do against their sons.
But you know what helps? The guy who got paid $80 million.
Oh yes! First of all,
2 games. He's Christian Kirk. Oh my gosh!
Today, even though the Patriots won, but today was a great day for me personally to tell you and everyone else, I told you so. I told you so. The Indianapolis Colts are a dump. Tommy, my perspective, I love you. We love you. We appreciate you, but you're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your mind if you think that the Indianapolis Colts will pose any challenge to the New England Patriots, the Buffalo Bills, the New York, even the New York Jets. They'll pose any challenge to any one of us. Because this is dog shit. They're terrible.
They're embarrassing, dude.
Matt Ryan is looking like Peyton Manning 2015.
Yeah.
It's bad. Ooh, it's bad. It's so bad. Roster-wise, on paper, they look incredible.
I won't go as far as saying incredible.
No,
they look all right.
They look all right.
They have the best roster, supposed to be on paper, in the division at least. Yes.
But the quarterback, oh my God. You managed to downgrade from Carson Wentz.
Yeah, and everybody laughed at you when you said that during the preseason shows.
They did. Y'all told me. Hold on. You're right.
Yeah, talk your ish because you deserve it. Do it, bro.
I told you guys.
This might be our short for the week too.
I told you guys that they downgraded from Carson Wentz to Matt Ryan, and y'all laughed at me. Y'all laughed at me saying, "Oh, you don't lost your mind. You was a hater. Yeah, they caught you." No. I seen it coming. Why don't you listen to us? Why don't you listen to us? No. This team, no, there's no way I'm letting you guys go away with this. This team is dog water. The Titans might win this division by default. How bad is Titans? They scored. The Colts, and shout out to Alex for Special NBA, who said this. I'm gonna credit him. We doing absolutely nothing. Scored the same amount of points as Matt Ryan playing for 60 minutes. Now, how about that? How about that?
16 for 30, 195, 3 interceptions.
Garbage.
He even had 200 yards.
So
those red zone trips at the end of the game were so funny.
I was crying, dying, laughing. But you know what? I'm gonna say I'm done with Indy. I am done with them. I hated you already, but you managed me to go away here. I hate you guys. I hate you guys.
They are the worst team in the NFL right now.
They are the worst team in the NFL.
They are.
By far. Garbage. And what is the over and under, Juan? And for everybody listening right now, what is the over and under of Frank Reich getting fired? 8. I'm gonna say 8.
You're gonna give him 8?
Over or under
8 games for him to get fired?
Over or under Frank Reich gets fired?
Dude, that's kind of high. 8 games, that's a lot.
I'm just putting a number out there. 8 games.
I'm putting a lot of stock on under. I was asking during the game, like, dude, does he finish in the 4 weeks?
I don't think he does.
Because this is insane.
I don't think.
What is this?
I don't think he does.
I'm going under, no question. On 8 games, bro. He get fired before 8 games.
Awful.
He's not lasting till November at this rate.
Awful. We love you, Tommy. I love you, Tommy. We love you, but you're out of your mind.
No, he's gonna be making fun of them in Saturday. Watch. I already know he is.
You're out of your mind. I can't wait for my rant. I can't wait.
This was embarrassing. And we can't tell me about the Jacksonville aspect because they looked this bad last week too. Like, no, this team is bad. Matt Ryan is cooked. We already bought that stock last week in our Overreaction Monday. This was not Overreaction. No,
it was no true. He's done.
He's cooked.
He was awful. Awful.
It's bad. And we saw this coming, especially as the time went on before Sunday, because once we got the ruling that Michael Pittman was at, like, this dude literally has nobody to throw to. What's he gonna do? But that doesn't excuse the ducks that he was throwing, the sail passes, the dumbass decisions. The dude, like, is bad, bro. This team is bad. And again, it's not just him. I will still give him like 70% of the blame, but it's not just him. This line isn't as good as they used to be either. This is always the telltale signs when a team is giving up on their coach. This is what we're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. He's not lasting in games at this rate. I don't think the player's playing for him anymore.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's always bad.
It's gonna get worse because they can't see next week. I think we make it ugly.
Oh, I said I wasn't gonna bet no more. I might bet on that game.
It make it ugly. Moving on.
Yeah, let's move on. As much as I know you want to make fun of them more. All right. What else we got before we get to more chokage? Or almost chokage. Let's talk about the the 49ers. So before we continue, we're gonna wish
Trey Lance.
Praise up. We're gonna wish Trey Lance the best recovery he could possibly get because
he's out for the season.
Very unfortunate breaking his ankle on his second season to start. It's unfortunate. We don't like that. We don't do injuries, man. We all human at the end of the day. God bless him.
Absolutely.
I hope he has a speedy recovery, and I hope he gets strong for next year. It's very unfortunate for him.
Yes, but I know somebody who though is praying that their teammate doesn't get recovers quickly because they were human. I know somebody that's telling the 49ers front office SMD. And if you don't know what that means, you better ask somebody. If you know what that means,
I mean,
yeah. SMD.
Urban Dictionary's a thing. So.
Yes. That's exactly what Jimmy Garoppolo told the 49ers. How dare you? How dare you disrespect me and tell me that I'm not worth the money when you're new boo that you found. You thinking, oh my God, this may be the future.
Spent a lot of money in that
bar
to get her.
Spent a lot of money in the bar to get her. Bought her clothes. Bought her new shoes. Flew her out to Miami and all over the world, wined and dined her and all that stuff. And guess what?
Her silicone's popped. I'm sorry. It's too soon, yes, but I couldn't resist the joke.
Okay, I'm about to pass out. But,
okay. I'm not cutting this out either.
No.
Jimmy Garoppolo managed the game perfectly well.
Porn star Jimmy G, Silent Tulio.
Managed the game perfectly well.
Oh my God.
The running game.
Oh my God.
From the San Francisco 49ers went on and just tore a hole in Seattle's defense.
Oh, literally.
Whether or not that was due to the absence of Jamal Adams. Again, him I think has a torn quad, missing the season, unfortunately. Another bad injury. I don't know if that had anything to do with this, but easy with San Francisco. That San Francisco defense went on and did what they supposed to do on Geno Smith, even though he was very accurate, 24 for 30.
Yeah.
But again, there's a talent roster and dare I say coaching discrepancy against the two teams. San Francisco is supposed to do what they did in this game. There's not much to say there. My jokes say all the stories. So
yes.
I think we have nothing else to talk about before we get to the chokage, and we can make fun of the Broncos in a minute too. We got 3 more for the basically the rest of the 4 o'clock games. We're gonna save the big comeback for last. So let's go with the Falcons. So my notes, the Falcons were down 23 in this game.
They were down 20-3, and were able. Who had the chance to say, "No, New England Patriots, 28-3 belongs to us now. We know you won the Super Bowl with it, but it belongs to us now. We're gonna take advantage of that against the defending Super Bowl champions. Imagine this. Now, we may get canceled for this, but who cares?
Then I'll see if I have to bleep it or not. Go
No,
ahead.
don't have to worry about that. Don't worry about that. Imagine this. Imagine you chilling with your girl, and like that. You're thinking, you know what? I'm going to, do things to you, and you're gonna feel great, right? Imagine doing what you're doing with her, right? Doing what you're doing with her or him, whatever you guys are into, and you get really close. They're right there. They're about to give you the big shebang, and then you stop out of nowhere, and they look at you like, "Are you serious? You just stop? Why'd you stop?" Oh, because I don't have any more out of me. That's the Falcons. They had a chance.
In other words, that was the biggest tease to sum that up of all time.
Yes, it was.
Because they had the entire football world excited.
Oh, we were.
That wasn't the Rams. Excited.
We were like, oh my God, this is gonna happen.
And they had him in the they were in the Los Angeles 20 with only down 6.
Let's be honest here. Though the Rams win this game, they have not impressed me the last 2 games.
But I will say this about them. At least they did something that Cleveland is completely incapable of doing and actually used football common sense. In the end of the game, when they had the ball about 20 seconds left at 4th down, what did they do? They ran back, took a safety, wasted like 10 to 15 seconds off the clock.
It's very smart.
And able to punt the ball, even though they almost choked it away by kind of safety punting it out of bounds, which is basically the same as a kickoff. So they gave the ball at the 40. So they almost fluffed that up. But they did make the right decision in doing the safety and getting a safety punt to attempt to pin the Atlanta Falcons back in their own territory so they could end the game effectively. But that the thought counts at this rate. Since they didn't mess up, the thought counts.
I mean, you can't mess up when you hit Marcus Mariota and then a pick by by Ramsey.
That basically is supposed to end the game.
Now, even though his stats tell you that that it was kind of locked down, something like that, it'll tell you.
No, Daniel Ramsey is looking cooked too at this rate. He's very bad last 2 games. People know that. We don't have to say that.
Yeah.
But this Rams team, and we're gonna put the Bengals in this too, so we can transition to that game right after. I haven't. Because we've been so surprised the last few games in this slide that I didn't do the homework to answer this question, which is, when was the last time both teams were in the Super Bowl are having a hangover at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
Because these teams, Lord have mercy, it's very bad.
It is.
More so for the Bengals, but the Rams don't look impressive at all. Their defense doesn't look impressive at all. I don't know what they're doing on defense, but this is not looking pretty for this team right now. And with the 49ers team, who, assuming that Jimmy Garoppolo could stay healthy, that team right now is more than likely at this break going to pass by
the favorites.
Even though they have the same record right now, but
the favorites in the NFC.
Yeah.
West,
yes, because this team ain't looking really good. Matthew Stafford not looking very good. His pad pick, I think it was in the 3rd quarter when he threw that interception. Like, Lord, what was he doing? It was just like one he had that same type of pick in the opener with against the Bills. He's not looking very well. You had Cooper Kupp fumbling to continue on with that comeback. That team is not looking very good, and I don't know what's going on. We can answer the questions more for the Bengals because they actually lost to Cooper Rush. I believe I made this remark in the preview show where if they were to lose against the Dallas Cowboys, it wouldn't be the first time that they lost to a backup quarterback. Well, apparently they took my comments to heart because they actually achieved of losing to 2 backup quarterbacks in back-to-back seasons. And Cooper Rush is 2-0 as a Cowboy starter, by the way, because he beat the Minnesota Vikings in primetime last year. Fluff week.
Yeah.
The Bengals are anemic.
You're talking about the offensive line.
Yeah.
As much as they beefed that offensive line.
They're somehow worse than last year.
Still managed to be really bad.
They're worse than last year's line.
Micah Parsons did whatever he wanted to do to them. Horrible.
See, Burrow was nowhere near as bad as was last week.
Nah,
Not even close.
It was just offensive line was just so fucking so bad that he couldn't throw the ball.
No,
But
he was playing running back for the whole first half. He was running the football. And there's the only way to get out of pressure. It was insanity. Like this. There's always a fact on, especially on offensive line, where it takes time to gel and get together and become good. But it's been too bad the last two games. And last week, I gave them the benefit of the doubt because not only was the week when you won against TJ Watt and the Pittsburgh Steelers defensive line, which is monstrously good, but this week, although Michael Parsons is basically an all-pro, still, if you really watch through the game, it was like the Bengals were getting engaged 8. If anybody knows who engaged 8 is, a renegade is those all-out blitz plays. You see 8 to 9 men on the box against the Bengals, and at least 5 to 6 of them are rushing forward. And there was nothing that the Cincinnati Bengals could do about it. Nothing at all. But they were down 17-3 at halftime, and the Bengals did almost nearly come back from that, losing 20-17 on a game-winning kick, I believe. This team is looking real bad, and defensively too. It took them a minute to catch on, but they wind up getting their footing, and they're locking up the Cowboys team for basically the entire second half of the game.
Right.
But this offense, so out of sync. The offensive line doesn't know anything that they're doing. There was one play where Michael Parsons lined up on his left side, so on the right side of the offensive line. Yeah, Leo Collins and I think it was Alex Kappa were the two acquisitions during the offseason to fix the Bengals offensive line. When the ball was snapped, Michael Parsons literally just ran straight at Burrow. None of those two guys who are Pro Bowl-ish level, are supposed to be Pro Bowl-ish level linemen in their past teams, didn't know what the hell they were doing to block arguably the best pass rusher, at least in the NFC. You didn't block Micah Parsons out of all people? If that doesn't show you what the Bengals offensive line has now become, I don't know what to tell you. So with the offensive line playing like this, and if this become consistent, I don't see a universe in where this team makes the playoffs. Why? But there is a chance, and you know why there is a chance? Because the AFC North is actually in complete shambles. I don't know who's gonna do anything in the division at all. Because the Baltimore Ravens did what they did. They didn't look good the last 2 weeks and gave up a freaking 21-point lead in the fourth quarter against Miami. So they're 1-1, but you can actually argue they should be 0-2. The Bengals are 0-2. Yeah, there are 0-2 with a division loss in their belt and then getting beat up by a backup quarterback. Don't understand it. The Pittsburgh Steelers have one of the worst offenses in the NFL by a quarter mile, but the defense is okay, losing to the New England Patriots and having to get 5 turnovers to barely beat Joe Burrow and the Bengals in almost all of overtime. And the Cleveland Browns, who beat Carolina barely last week and then giving up a 13-point lead in 2 minutes. What is this division? Who's good? Who's bad? Everyone. Who's good?
It's not a little of the AFC South where a team may win this division by accident.
I don't understand. And everybody is on the appointed AFC West, but those teams don't look good either. Denver is horrible.
Garbage.
The worst coaching start I think I've ever seen, especially for a team who's supposed to be wind up in contention when they get their feet wet. You know what I mean? When they get the consistency. But this coach doesn't know what the hell he's doing. There's no question. That dude needs to get fired to me immediately. I said this last week's show, and I'm saying now, I bet you they miss Vic Fangio right now because this team wouldn't be playing this bad if he was the coach. And I will stamp that. Okay? The Chargers, you saw what happened on Thursday night, and then their quarterback broke his damn ribs. So God knows what's going to happen there. And no one's talking about the fact that he messed up his hamstring or quadricep. I don't know which side of the leg, but his leg was injured too in that game at the end of it. So Justin Herbert is already all messed up.
It's crazy how, even though they said it's going to be one of the most competitive divisions in the league, you still manage to let Kansas City win the division.
And
Still.
they don't even look that good. Defensively, they look okay. But offensively, they're kind of a shambles too. We saw that Thursday night game.
Yeah. They won the game because of their defense.
Yeah, pick 6. Won the game. And then we get to the other team in the division.
I'm sorry.
No, keep it. You mean the Oakland Raiders? Because that was not Las Vegas, baby.
Oakland Raiders.
So where's my notes?
23-7 was the.
They apparently at one point were actually down 23-0. The guy was the Cardinals at one point in this game, but 23-7 was I forget which quarter. Cardinals won the game.
Wait, hold on. Let me say something real quick.
Yeah, please do.
Remember how when we said last week that Josh McDaniels is the same old Josh McDaniels, and a lot of you said, no, the boy genius. No, he can't do that. He's gonna turn the Raiders around. Are they gonna win 8 games this year?
I had him win like 8 games. Period.
This is why.
I don't know.
This is why you should just listen to us. We're not professionals. We're you know what I'm saying? We're not qualified to be head coaches or GMs.
We're not qualified to be in media either, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Because we were not in $250,000 in debt. No, in other words, college degree.
Shade. Anyway. But I think we have an idea of what we're talking about.
Yeah. I think we watched enough football in the last 20 years to know a little something.
Just a little bit.
Especially
those Patriot fans that are talking so much garbage about Josh McDaniels when I say he needs to go. And I see why.
That's basically what I was going to say about the license. I was going to say was especially a person who was once our kin and our team went away, and apparently we don't know what was coming.
Of course not. I mean, let's talk about the chokage from the Raiders. The chokage. The it was just bad. It was the Heimlich maneuver needed to be set in Vegas, and no one was there to do it.
I'm just confused about something.
What is it?
Because the game plans were completely different in the offense side of both of the Raiders. Because last week it was give to Devontae Adams the ball no matter what, and I do it even if he's like quadruple covered. I don't care what happens. That was a game plan from last week in that field, right? So this week, instead of making it balanced, they decided not to give him the ball at all, and they traded and paid him everything, and they just didn't give him the ball at all in this game. Pretty interesting. You're not gonna tell me, oh, but the Cardinals had a great game plan.
Not at all.
The Cardinals?
No. You gave
the Cardinals
Cliff Kingsbury an out.
Yeah, they did give him an out.
And as my favorite word would say, Coach Tulio would never. Never. And you gave Cliff Kingsbury an out in a game that they should not have won. And again, for a second there, you had Kyler Murray tell the entire United States of America, what homework? What homework? But let's be honest, that guy needs some homework.
Hey, but he can't tell him nothing this week because he was sensational in that second half of the game.
I will tell his 5th grader looking ass, do your homework.
He was absolutely sensational. Finally running around and doing the stuff that makes him great, which is something that we've been talking crap about Cliff Kingsbury for the last 2 seasons, where he sometimes likes to hold back Kyler's running ability, because that's the biggest thing that I saw that impacted the game for the Cardinals comeback. Mm-hmm. Him stretching plays, making plays with his legs, getting the 2 touchdown runs, helping out for the 2-point conversion. I mean, with the first one, where he literally held the ball and ran around the backfield for 20 seconds and ran in for a 2-point conversion score, and running around to by time to throw was it the touchdown 2-point to AJ Green
That was
who was absolutely disgusting today, dropping so many mother trucking passes. It was insane. He might be time for him to go to. There's a lot of that today, huh? But he was disgusting. But at least he got the 2-point conversion catch to force overtime. But Lordy, he was so bad. But Kyler Murray was amazing in the second half. They got to give him some props for that at the very least. But it was to the point where I don't even know how much time the Raiders had on offense at all in the second half and overtime. How many possessions they had? 2. Yeah. It felt like the defense just got shredded up. Man, this is Chandler Jones supposed to be his little Concord revenge game. We always say that when teams play for their old teams. He didn't do a damn thing. I forgot he played.
Anything. Oh my God! Let me go! Let me go! Shut up! Shut up! Still lost. And then you had a chance to actually win the game. And then you had, as Chisel Donald would say, Butterfingers, and lost the ball.
On the run from who took a savage hit for that fumble, though. The dude, they had to check on him and take him to the back at the end of the overtime to check on him. It was a savage hit. I hope he's okay. I hope it's nothing serious.
But before we move on, I gotta say this. Run a rush. How about the Raiders? No, not gonna do it. No, but you know what I mean when I do that. How about the Raiders? Assholes. New England West, right?
So that's was on men's. We're talking about the AFC West, this coveted, crazy, the best division ever. Not starting out so great.
Oh my God, Russell Wilson. Oh, can you talk about him real quick? How garbage.
Oh yeah, he ain't look very good either, to be honest.
Garbage.
Yeah. He's looking like picking up where he left off in the old Seattle reign, man. So I guess
maybe it wasn't. Maybe Seattle was right.
Seattle has one more win. No, they have the same wins, but Seattle has one over them.
But yeah, so they'll be like,
yeah,
anyway, it's terrible.
So much for that division. And this is why I had Buffalo winning 15 games. These teams are gonna be beating each other up, and Buffalo's gonna be sitting back looking at the entire NFL is laughing because they ain't gonna do anything else. So that's why I had them winning 15 games. I knew this was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen. But again, this is the moral of the story, though, is that it's only week 2,
and we already are in fuck week.
I think last year we declared 3 different weeks fluff week. Yeah. We already got one in week 2. Because
if you were a betting person, you probably are pulling your hair out of your head, and this is pretty bad.
No, this was insanity this year. This year so far is crazy.
But
that's good for the NFL, though.
Very entertaining. I was very entertained. The Carson Wentz looked like
the Packers are beating the crap out of the Bears. So
I mean,
same old, right?
We'll be waiting all day for Sunday night to get your ass kicked.
Yep, just 24-7. I'm probably gonna end the half. Yeah, they just scored the 24, so it's more likely gonna be 24-7 at the half.
We've been waiting all day for a Sunday ass whooping.
They're great. 13-19. Aaron Rodgers, 164 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Honest, I posted this in the group and I said,
Aaron Jones and Alan Lazard. That's one of the reasons why you're picking.
If you live in the city of Chicago or in the state of Wisconsin, you're the only ones that are looking forward to this game. Everybody else was like, if you have insomnia, watch this game. I have insomnia too, and I'm recording with you guys. I might catch the second half of this game when I get home.
I'm not going to.
And I'm going to pass out. Just because I can get some sleep for work tomorrow. Other than that.
Yeah, we're done. We got all the games, man.
Overall, this was a very entertaining week.
As much as we're bashing everything, this is actually very entertaining. NFL is going to win at the end of the day. That's the biggest winners of all this madness. It's now, the NFL.
Yes, the winners of the NFL as a whole, the loser is Sunday Ticket. The biggest loser of
DirecTV.
No. DirecTV is the biggest loser of the day. But we'll get to more of that on Saturday on the AFC East. Shakedown.
What's up with that?
What's up with that?
Peace out, everybody.
Peace, guys.